Hi guys, it's Horsey Stuff back with another Horse Trainer Reacts video. I hope you aren't getting tired of these yet because I just love making them for you guys. So today we are going to be reacting to a TV show that so many of you know and love. Yes, you guessed right, we are going to be reacting to Heartland. Now I have seen episode 1 of Heartland a long time ago. I have a ton of friends that absolutely adore the series and convinced me to give it a try, and I couldn't stand it. I'm so sorry, don't give me so much hate. It's so unrealistic, the horse stuff. I'm like, oh my god, it's like puke worthy. And that's the whole show, it's just so unrealistic. So anyway, it's been a long time. I've only seen the first episode. I'm pretty sure I've never seen past that. Although if I have, I don't remember any of it. So it's possible I suckered into watching a couple of them, but I doubt it. So anyway, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below for future videos, and let's go ahead and jump right in and watch me cringe at a show I absolutely hate that everyone else just adores. But secretly I'm hoping it does actually get better as the show goes on, and I learned to enjoy it, so we'll see. Alright, let's go ahead and jump right in.
Alright, so they are starting off with a horrific storm. And they have a trailer in this storm, and I would never, ever trailer in this weather.
Let me go ahead and explain that. In this weather, you are taking unnecessary risk by putting a horse in a trailer. The weather in and of itself makes it more likely for you to get into an accident, and then you add the fact in that you are using a horse trailer. They are notoriously bad hydroplaners, so in really severe weather, it's not uncommon for trailers to hydroplane. And even if you keep your truck in the lane, the trailer can still go out of your lane sideways, and there's nothing you can do about it as a driver if your trailer is hydroplaning and you're still going straight. But it's incredibly dangerous. Imagine it hits another car or gets hit by another car as it swings out of your lane. So that's very dangerous. And also, horses are much more likely to freak out in a trailer in this kind of weather. So that's also a red flag. I would never, ever trailer in this extreme a storm. I trailer in rain, sure, especially when I lived in Pennsylvania where it rained all the time. Here, not very often do I trailer in rain just because it doesn't rain that often, and most of the time I'm trailering to fun stuff, which I'm not going to do if it's rainy, or like shows which are primarily not in the rainy season. But I wouldn't trailer in a thunderstorm. If the weather is as bad as it is right now, I would wait until it passes and then trailer, no matter what kind of setback that put me on my original schedule. I have trailered in severe weather one time, and that was when my horse was colicking really badly and dying. So we had done a belly tap on farm, concerned that he might have some sort of ruptured ulcer, and indeed his abdominal tap showed that he had food particles in his abdominal fluid, which means his colon had ruptured. So when I made the decision to get my trailer hooked up and take my horse to the hospital, knowing that the roads were extremely icy and not very safe, I already knew that I had to euthanize my horse or get him to the hospital and hope they could save him. That's a very different situation from what I assume is going on in this show. My horse was certainly going to die if I did not get him to the hospital, so the risk of him getting hurt in the trailer or something going horrifically wrong was worth it because I had no other option to keep him safe. It was either accept that risk and hope he doesn't do anything so terrible or nothing so terrible happens to him in the trailer that I have to put him down anyway, or get him to the hospital where hopefully they can save his life. So let's go ahead and keep watching, but the fact that they're trailering in this weather already raises a lot of red flags for me.
So they are trailering a horse that is extremely worried. I assume some sort of rescue.
I wouldn't be trailering a horse that's that feral or scared or abused, I don't really care why, I wouldn't be trailering a horse that is going to be difficult to handle, especially in a storm, because again, the horse is more likely to freak out in this kind of weather, and you really need to keep the horse controlled and quiet. You might even need to sedate the horse to safely travel if it's in this kind of state.
The best part is it isn't even their horse, and they haven't involved proper authorities. And the horse apparently hurts people.
Alright, so they have loaded this horse in their trailer that is not theirs because they believe that the owner is abusing it. So let me break down what's wrong with that piece by piece. There is nothing wrong with believing somebody is abusing their horse and working to get that horse rescued. However, what they have done wrong is that they have not involved any authorities. She didn't even call the cops, so the authorities don't even know this is a problem. That should be your first step. If you believe an animal is being abused, call animal control. Call the cops. Call somebody. The cops will direct you to animal control if you do not know how to contact animal control. Animal control will do their part to investigate the situation and make sure that the animal is in a safe environment, whatever that looks like. So the fact that they didn't even involve the authorities and they're just going and stealing this horse basically because they think it's in a bad situation is not fair. And it's illegal. So I did have one instance when I first got London where somebody threatened and I believe actually called animal control on me. I never talked to animal control personally, so I can't for 100% sure say that they did call animal control, but they certainly threatened to call animal control, which I found out through a mutual friend. But anyway, they were concerned about London's weight. They thought he was extremely skinny, and thought I was therefore abusing him. And that kind of situation, in some ways, I'm glad somebody was looking out for the horse and making sure they were in a good situation. Had animal control actually showed up and talked to me, I know that I could have explained to them, look, I was free feeding my horse at the time, and he had a pile of hay in his stall. I mean, he just wasn't a good eater, and I grained him every single day, a good big serving of grain that he did actually eat. So that's probably the only reason he wasn't actually dying of starvation. But the hay he really didn't like, he didn't eat. And I was working with my vet at the time to try to solve that issue. Looking back, I know there are a lot of reasons I was having trouble with weight back then. And unfortunately, I'm still struggling with weight with London, so that's kind of an ongoing issue. But had animal control come out, I know they wouldn't have really taken action because I could have pointed towards all the things I was doing for the horse and my vet's involvement to make sure that my horse wasn't truly starving, because the complaint there was emaciation. But animal control will do the due diligence to make sure that the animal is actually in need before you just steal it from an owner. Why I worry about not calling animal control is, first off, you don't actually know the situation. So perhaps the person that you're accusing of abusing the horse just got this horse, they know the horse has issues, and they're working towards fixing it. It's not enough for the horse to appear abused. You have to make sure that the horse is with the abuser, otherwise you might just be stealing somebody's rescue horse that they're working to fix. And also it's illegal. So if this person goes after them, they will get the horse back, and at that point there's almost nothing animal control can do legally to solve the issue now that you have made it so messy for them. So better off to contact the authorities, have official permission to do this, and the horse is going to be in much better shape if the authorities are involved. They can make sure that everything is set up for the horse to safely be taken away. The owner is not in the picture to cause issues. If they need a vet to help sedate the horse or whatever they need to make sure the horse goes trailer safely, that can all be arranged versus doing it by yourself and stealing the horse, which doesn't set up a good situation for anyone.
All right, so now the horse is freaking out because of the thunder. Caused them to swerve.
Several issues with that. First off, I knew that trailering the horse in this weather was a bad idea because of the thunder potentially freaking out the horse. I called it, it did. The fact that the horse rearing and panicking caused their truck to swerve, either bad reaction on the driver's part or the truck is not heavy enough to be safely pulling that trailer with a horse in it. Either one could be a very dangerous situation. What if she had swerved off the road? Just again, adding danger to an already extremely dangerous situation. Alright, so the horse freaked out. The truck, something happened to the truck, I'm not sure what. It detached from the trailer. It's crashing down a hill. The trailer is flipping. This is essentially the worst case scenario you could have. People in the truck are in extreme danger because that truck is driving off down a cliff. And the trailer has now flipped with a horse that was already panicking. He could easily kill himself in there. Alright, so the girl, Amy, looks like she is hospitalized. So again, shouldn't have been in this storm in the first place, extremely dangerous situation, and it went poorly. So far, everything that's happened in this show shouldn't have happened and was completely avoidable had they just used common sense and proper policies to rescue a horse. Well, and that's a wrap on my first video reacting to Heartland. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the first part of episode 1 with me, and I can't wait to share the next part of episode 1 with you. It's crazy that I remembered so little of that. I actually remember more about the plotline from what I've read in the book, because I also did read the first book in the Heartland series as a kid, and I remember more of that than I do of watching this show, which is crazy because that was so much longer ago. But it only goes to show you I remember so much more reading than watching, don't you? My sisters were obsessed with this series. I really only read the first one. I didn't like it even as a book, so I'm sorry, I'm not a Heartland person. But that was certainly an interesting episode, and I really enjoyed reacting to it. So I will be back with more Heartland, and we will slowly work our way through the series. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye!